In the previous video, we saw how we can insert images as references in MUDBOX, and we use an image which could be a photorealistic image or a picture or also vector graphics, and we can use that to have a better and more accurate model when we create and model and sculpt our mesh in MUDBOX. So we can see here that this was the previous lesson, and we used the head, the human head, and then we turned it into something like an alien by using a reference image. Now we also saw that we can increase the number of subdivisions, so the number of polygons in the mesh if you want to get more into detail. Now in this video, we're going to focus more on this passage from a draft model into something with more details. So we're going to see all the steps, and we're going to start with the human body. So we're going to start with an entire figure, not just the head. And we're going to also see some sculpting tools, and also, well, we're going to have like a panoramic tour of all the tools and brushes that we have and how we can use them, also freeze and the mask. So again, in this lesson, we're going to use an entire body, not just the head. So we can start here with this sample that we find in MUDBOX. And this one here has already subdivision. So I'm going to show you like some tips also when you are defining a character without even using a reference image. And first of all, I like to change material. I want to have something that will help me to create the overall shape so that everything looks nice and smooth. So you can see here we have like this presets material, and also later we're gonna see how we can customize them as well. So let's start with this simple human body here. And what I usually do is like record all the steps that I do. So if I start with something which could be this one here, and you can see it has here some subdivision level that we can already use, and then I start like with the simplest shape with a few polygons, and then I increase as I need to add more details. So you can right click here, and we can just duplicate this object. You can see in the options there you have duplicate. So we have now a copy which is perfectly on top of the original. So I'm going to move it using the transform and movement tools that we already explained in another lesson. So I create a duplicate here. I can also right click on the object and do duplicate from here. You can see I have like add other options, and again duplicate. So let's start with these 3 copies. In this video, we're not going to go like into really fine details, but we're going to go like into medium details. And if I go here, I can now see if there are already some subdivisions or some level of subdivision. So I can hit page up or page down to decrease or increase the number of polygons and the level of details. So this is level 0 right now, and this one here is level 1. So if I want to add another level which is not available here, I need to add it myself. So I will go back to mesh menu and do add new subdivision level. So this is going to be 2. So I have 0, 1, and 2. So it's the same exact object, but it only has more subdivisions. But you can already tell the difference between like the first one and the second one and the second one and the third one. You can see that even though we didn't add any detail, it looks already a little bit more defined. And the first one, it's pretty generic. It's kind of a draft, but that's the useful one where we need to define before we actually get into details what our character will look like. We're gonna do character design. We're gonna design our character starting from this base mesh and create something more customized. Now, since we're doing like a creature here, or let's say a human, we're gonna use this. But if you need like an animal, you would start with a base mesh of an animal or a jewelry or whatever. And the first brush you want to use is probably the standard sculpt. And again, if you click with the left mouse, you're gonna push the polygons on the outside, and if you hold control, you will push them in the inside. Now, another one that you will probably use at the beginning is grab. So when you grab, you will grab all those vertices that are there in those polygons, and you're gonna like push them and pull them however you want. Now, before I actually deform and start to create my character, I want to create another copy because I want to, again, like have a record of all my steps so that I can like go back and forward if I change my mind. So I usually do this. This is kind of a tip that is not like necessary, but I think it's a good practice to have copies so that you can go back to the original and see also what were your changes, what you like added to your original mesh, and you can like confront, you can see, you can compare the first one with the second one, and then you move on, and you know, you keep track of all your operations, all your actions. Now, of course, you can do that with the history. You can go back with Control Z, but then when you will restart, you close and reopen the software, you won't have all those steps to go back and forward. So I think, again, it's a good practice to save all these passages, and also using sculpting layers and so on. So let's try to, again, create kind of an alien figure, an alien character. So you can see that now I'm using the standard sculpt, but it's too strong. So try always to find the good balance with the strength and the size. Remember, the shortcut keys are the B for the size and the M for the strength. So I will start with the add and try to understand what I want to enlarge or when I want to shrink. So when I need to shrink, I'm using control. I'm holding control and clicking. Now you can see I also affected the mesh that was there in the background. So be careful on sculpting only on the model that you want to use. And we can also use the lock feature with that, and also the freeze, but let's just continue at the moment, and then we will talk about those extra tools later. So you can see here I'm pushing and pulling. Control will like push inside, and without control key I will like pull outside. So you can see that by pushing and pulling, I'm defining here this alien head. So I'm starting with something really big, a really big brush. You can see the radius, the size of that sculpting tool. It's really big. Now I sometimes call them brush because I also work with ZBrush. So in ZBrush they are called brush, but here they are called like tools, or um, you know, like chisels or whatever. So they are like sculpting tools. Now let's move into the body. Now remember, you need to work on the front view, and also then you will need to take into consideration the side, and again try to change the brush size, the tool size, and the tool strength with the B and the M. So you're gonna like save some time without always going into the parameters and changing the size and the strength. We are also working with symmetry here. We already talked about symmetry in the previous video. So symmetry, it's a really time saver feature because you can work on both sides. And you can see again, I'm trying to create a different, not a human shape essentially, but something a little bit different, which looks more like an alien or like a different creature, which is not human. So I'm creating here the legs, and I'm changing the belly and the shoulders here. So take your time. This is again something that would take like hours, but I'm trying to like move forward pretty quick so that I can show you then all the steps. So you can see I'm like using the grab right now, which is another excellent tool to define the overall shape. So grabbing